Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager, the Underdog Challenge. And today we run the Singapore Grand Prix, as you can see, in 17 days. So that gives us a little bit of time to prepare our car and hopefully get it in the best fighting shape we can. As you can see, only 4 more races, hopefully in this entire series left, as we are still on track to actually finish first in the driver standings and first in the team standings. Now, our last 2 episodes and last 2 races haven't been that great. We did all right in the last one, where we got second, but Tulipano has been in a bit of a slump. He made a driver mistake in that last race, and he crashed in the one before that, which cost us quite a few points that we could have definitely used, of course. But as you can see, we're still 97 points ahead of the Scuderia Rossini, and we're 61 points clear of Sharp and Surikov. So yes, we're by no means safe, obviously, but with 4 races to go, we are in the driver's seat, and hopefully we can keep, well, our lead and just finish the series. I'm going to try my utmost to do so. It would be nice to finish up the series just before F1 Manager. I actually pre-ordered it today. Normally I never pre-order games. I don't like pre-ordering, especially since quite a few times that can lead to disappointment. Q, No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk, and probably a lot of other games where, you know, the trailers look really good and reviews aren't that bad, but then, yeah, once people actually start playing it, it doesn't really seem to be what we thought it would be. But honestly, this game looks really fun, and you get 5 days early access, which will be nice also for making a series on it immediately. So I figured, I'm probably going to play it anyway, because this looks exactly like what we've always wanted. It's basically a Motorsport Manager, but with the real drivers, the real licensing, and actual really good graphics, as it appears to be. I'm still in doubt about the management part of the game. I'm not sure how in-depth that will be. It looks pretty good from videos, but obviously we'll have to play it to be able to really tell whether it'll be hopefully as in-depth as I'm hoping. But, well, I just pre-ordered it. Get to play early, so that'll be nice. That's obviously why they do it too. They give you access early, so you pre-order. After our win today, we were wondering if you had any thoughts on Zoe Sharp. Thinking of working with her in the future. We could piss her off, which would be funny. I'll just say this. That gives her a bit of morale. I don't really care one way or the other. We're hoping anyway that next season we don't need to play anymore. Well, we're very close to our record there. That's nice. We could have buttered her up again, but it's fine. I doubt we'll be getting her or anything. We could have actually probably done some shenanigans here, where if we now fired Bohovsky and then hired Sharp, we would sort of take out one of our bitter rivals in the driver standings. Yeah, I don't think that's fair. It's not fair towards the Bohovsky, and it's also not very realistic. So either we finish this series like with a realistic take on it and really with the drivers that have been getting us there all this way, or we don't finish the series just yet and we just keep going for another season. But I doubt that will happen, to be honest, looking at how we're doing so far. Without trying to jinx it, I think we're in a very good position to close out the series this season. Zygon, obviously always going to take Zygon. Glad to have them back. 1.2 million per race is insane. So good that they're there again. Let's see, where are they? They get a pretty small spot actually for how much they pay. That they're only like right there, like barely viewable almost. Interesting. All right. Let's keep on going. We have done our car repair. That means we can start improving parts again. We're building another suspension, but for now we're just working on some parts that will take a while anyway. We're going to bring this suspension up to 100, and then hopefully that next suspension will also be quite good for us, but we'll have to see. We can maybe... Let's see, how long until that part is done? 8 days. So we could sort of work like this. We'll get a little bit more performance out of our parts here. And then also we'll be getting this suspension all the way up to 100%. And then we can work on the next suspension immediately, which will be nice. All right. Like some other races are going to happen in the ERS in Milan. They also only have like 3 race weekends left. Or 4, I think. We also have 4. So pretty good. All right, there is our suspension, and we've also been working on the other one. Now, what did we get for this suspension? First of all, apparently Avio Tulipano takes up snowmobile racing. I don't think we want you to do that while we're in a title fight, to be honest. But your adaptability is +1, so that is nice. I just don't want you to get injured by hitting yourself on a snowmobile or something. All right, that's suspension then. We got a random component. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good one. It's only plus 60% reliability. That's pretty crappy. Doesn't really do anything for us. Yes, it's now pretty much immediately usable, which is nice, but this is now objectively a worse... No, it's not worse. It's just... Yeah, it is objectively worse, actually. It's 5 points lower potential than the great suspension that we're building, or that we're working on. But that's okay. I mean, we knew that was a risk when we chose random, of course. Let's make sure this one is also set to 100%, and that means both our drivers actually get a pretty decent upgrade. For now, let's keep working on those parts, and we can eventually also start working on that suspension. It doesn't look like it really moved the needle much for us, but with the weight stripping ×2 as a component, that could be quite nice for us. There is the reliability. This will take a while, actually, so we'll just leave that be, I'd say. I'm perfectly content. Just, well, should we maybe get some of these 80%ers up a little bit? We haven't really had reliability issues, to be honest, but... no, let's go for performance. That's fine. All right, then the upcoming race in Singapore, 37 laps. That is very long, but the laps themselves aren't that long. 35% chance of rain, and super softs and regular softs will be what we're gonna use. Yeah, let's see how we can do. Oh, actually, I just forgot. I've wasted a few days here of not actually picking a new part. That is rather dumb. Honestly, there isn't much left to build, to be honest, this season. We could just go for an engine, I suppose. We could maybe now start making some of these illegal engines, but... honestly, it doesn't really matter that much, I feel. Guess this. It's all pretty crappy parts, to be honest, but let's just go for a random one. And plus 20, I guess, is fine. Let's start building a little bit towards a potential future if we need to make another engine. Get that up to legendary, and then we could make one more engine if we really needed to. With how late we're now finally doing this in the season, we kind of built ourselves towards really just win now. Obviously, we don't have much time left to actually bring any illegal parts into the fray and also still get them to their max potential with just 4 races left and now almost 3 after today. So, yeah, honestly, we're just in win now territory. We knew that up front. That's why we did what we did. So it doesn't matter too much. We're probably going to take 8 super softs and 4 regular softs as always. And we do, of course, need to fit some parts as we do have some better ones available now. So the engine is still fine. Same for the gearbox. There we don't need to do anything. The rear wing, we've been improving slowly and steadily. That's fine. But the suspension, of course, there we need to make some changes. So first of all, yeah. So Tulipano just gets the best one, of course. And then Volhovsky also gets a pretty improved one. And the main upgrade here is, of course, that we get a ×2 weight performance gain from the weight stripping. So that is very nice. I don't think it does much for us in this regard. Yeah, we're still in 5th. So that's fine. Obviously, it doesn't really do anything. The main part just comes from weight stripping, where we might actually now be able to be in the top 3 for suspension. Just off of that bonus. That would be huge, to be honest. Yeah, let's see how we do. What are the important parts? We have the gearbox. Then we go for the brakes and the front wing. All right, so don't really fit us too much. But that's okay. Let's have a look. Singapore, a nice little city track. In real life, I'm not a huge fan of city tracks actually, because it doesn't really allow much for overtaking and whatever else. But well, that's rain, okay. But yeah, in real life it's not so fun, but in the game obviously it's fine. Looks like we're gonna start on some intermediates. That is interesting. First of all, as always, we're just doing our weight stripping. And take it all down to 80%. Actually, just use the slider, why not? And as you can see now, we're getting quite big performances, not just on the engine part here, but also on both suspensions. That is a huge increase, plus 120, very nice. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna just start on the intermediates, that's fine. Let's have a look. Singapore, we're on track A. We should have one, I assume. Yeah, there you go, on track A. Don't have any other ones, so let's just pick that one and see where that gets us. No clue what the percentage is, because I didn't save that. Not great that we're practicing on inters, because we do really want better. Well, let's see, 37 laps. Tulipano can do 10 to 12 or 14 to 16. Now we could pick the super soft bonus that Tulipano has with his mechanic. That would probably bring us to like 13 laps on average. It is pretty warm in Singapore right now, so that's 24 degrees even with rain. Probably going to be around that even on Sunday. So we should be able to conserve a little bit if need be. So let's say 13. We could do a 2-stopper where most people probably need to do a 2-stopper but with regular softs, or a 3-stop. So that could be pretty good. But for now, let's just practice obviously on the intermediates. We don't really get a choice since it's raining. And we'll send our guys out. For Kowalski, it's going to be a bit more tricky probably, because he doesn't have that trait, and he also probably has 1 lap less anyway, because his smoothness is a little bit worse than Tulipano. So let's see, I suppose. First of all, let's have a look at what our practice yields. Just gonna bring him in now while it's still raining, and then we can use all the practice time near the end of the race, hopefully. That is alright. Speed balance could be a little bit better. Let's have a look then. 91%. So these are perfect. Don't want to mess with them. Speed balance, we can just try one way or the other. Let's try this way first. And I do want the handling, of course, to be exactly where it was. Alright. I'm gonna send you out for now, and you are fine. I don't really want to mess with you, to be honest. 92% is okay by me. Yeah, we're just gonna let them go now for a while. I'm not gonna bring them in immediately, just because we're training now on tires that we don't care much about anyway. So let's just keep as is for now. And then we'll bring them in soon enough again. Once we can go on the slicks, we'll obviously immediately go on the slicks. That is probably gonna be after this lap. Let's start bringing in our guys. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good timing. And at least we got a decent race bonus. Looks like we went the right way on the handling there. Yeah, that is now 98%. Let's save that, actually. Not that I hope that we still need to use it, but yeah, hopefully hopefully we won't, obviously. Probably gonna send you out for quite a while now with supers. We're still gonna train on the softest compound, regardless of what we're gonna use, just because for qualifying it'll be very important. But as soon as our race trim is to tier 3, of course, we're gonna bring them in and train the qualifying trim. Oh, we're a lot closer than I thought with that, okay. That means we can bring in Farah, at least. Tulipano is gonna do 1 lap too much. Okay. Qualifying 3 laps. Mistimed that a little. I thought we were still 1 full bar off, but we actually have to do only basically 2 corners and we're already there. It's interesting. Alright, there you go. And let's see how we do. It would be nice if we could still get the tier 3 on the super softs, which I think is definitely possible with no more rain. Getting some decent lap times. Yeah, that's 5 and 6. That's not too bad. Obviously, it's very volatile. Lots of things changing, but okay. Probably gonna go for a little while longer. Oh, we could just practice on the softs, I guess, for a bit. But we do still have to do the qualifying to tier 3. So let's go qualifying and regular softs now. And Filipano, you can do the same, of course. Okay. Alright, and now we just finish the race or the practice session like that. Regular softs, please. Alright. So no tier 3 on everything we wanted, but pretty decent amount of bonuses despite the rain, so that's not too bad. And maybe it rains on Sunday and we'll actually use our intermediate bonus that we got. We'll have to see. Yeah, the soft tires were not getting up too high. That's just a level 1 probably only. Yeah, there you go. Okay, but most likely we weren't going to use that anyway, so not the end of the world, I'd say. Alright, looks like a sunny qualifying session. Nope, that is rain. Okay, so here we're definitely going to try and time it. Looks like the rain is going to start again around the 3-minute mark. So we're not going to bring our guys out at all during the rain. There's no point. Yes, there's a dry track for the first 2 minutes, but you can't actually get a full hot lap in that time, for sure. So what we're going to do is super softs, qualifying trim, super softs and qualifying trim. Obviously, we're just going to bring out the super softs, and we're going to take the qualifying. And now we know a 1 lap takes about 1 minute and 7 seconds as a record. So yeah, with an out lap, obviously it's going to be about 1 minute and 30 seconds or so. So I think around the 7-minute mark, we're probably going to send them out on their super softs. And yeah, then we'll see what they can do. Probably right about now would be a good time. There you go. Okay, that should be fine. That's the 7-minute mark right there. Let's send our guys out. We're gonna get 1 shot at this, and we want it to be pretty much perfect if we can. And we get about a 3-minute time window there where we can do a real hot lap with pretty much a dry track. Now hopefully no one else is getting a good outlap here. It doesn't look like it. So the guys on their outlap are all on intermediates. Everyone else is coming into pit. Modi here might get a pretty decent timing. Yeah, so Modi is probably going to get, just like us, a good lap in. Everyone else probably is going to be a little bit too slow here, which would be very nice. As Modi, for example, isn't really a rival of ours. Let's see. I think we got the timing pretty right here. The track is pretty much completely dry. And everyone now also doing their outlaps. Hopefully they're not in time and the rain starts ramping up soon enough again, but we're going to have to see. At least we're setting purple, so that is a good sign. And there goes our lap. Alright, yeah, so we're a lot quicker than everyone else, of course, because they all did wet conditions. Now let's see. Flores, Modi, and Romeo all getting semi-close, and the rain is starting again, so that should be really good for us. And I don't see any of our big rivals doing any laps. Obviously, Modi, Flores, they all got good timings as well, but yeah, their cars are just inferior. And now with the rain ramping up, no one else should be able to get any decent laps in anymore. So this is perfect for us, actually. This is exactly what we wanted. We get an easy 1-2. No one can actually improve their time above ours anymore. Actually, wow, because Sharp, Floridi, Surikov, Lipponen, they all got horrible timings. None of them got any of that dry bit. They're starting probably near the back, actually. Huh. Even Schmidt and Hamilton, I don't see them going up much. No, this is going to be a very interesting race, because all the usual race leaders are starting in the back of the pack instead of even close to us. So they really messed up strategy-wise. That is going to be very interesting. Obviously, they'll probably go through the competition pretty quick in their better cars, but that's interesting. It's Lipponen and Surikov especially. They have a horrible, horrible qualifying. In real life, they wouldn't have even made it out of Q3, or at least not Lipponen. All right. Well, interesting. Let's see how we do on race day, but at the very least, a 1-2 is obviously very, very good. That is something we'll definitely take. Steinman Motorsports suck more than a vacuum cleaner. LOL. All right, that's some smart trash talk you got there, buddy. All right, let's see. Doesn't look like there's going to be rain, and if there is any, it should be around lap 28 or later. So it's 30 degrees. Okay, so we can definitely conserve our tires. That is not going to be an issue at all. We'll probably have to actually, just to keep the heat down. So what are we going to do then is the question. So we have 37 laps. Tulipano can do 10 to 12 and Boris can do 9 to 11. Okay, so that is a little bit less than we would want. Let's do some math. First of all, for AVO, what are we going to do with you? So we can do 10 to 12. Let's say we didn't give you any other perks. And we can make the 12 for sure, because we're going to be conserving a lot. Maybe even 13, but let's be conservative and do 12. Then we could do 12, 24, 36. And we would need one of the tire sets to go till 37, so that would be a 2-stop. Can we make it a 1-stop? Probably not. We could maybe do 15 laps if we got that perk. Then we would still be short 7 laps with a 1-stopper, so that's not feasible. Now I am wondering, if we were really conservative with these sets, could we edge out a 13th lap on them? The problem with super softs is of course that their cliff is a little bit higher. So we'd be at 15%. That is iffy to be honest, but I mean we are going to be conserving a lot. I would like the performance. I would like the plus 15% if possible. So I think we're gonna bank on that actually. I mean, if we find out halfway in the race that we need to go one more stint of regular softs instead of supers for Tulipano, that is okay. It's not the end of the world, but we're gonna try and make it work. Now for you, I think we're gonna have to do super and then soft. I don't think there's any way around that. So that will be 11, that's 22. Plus 15 probably should be feasible. So you should make it then. Yeah, okay. So we'll do super and then soft. But we definitely have to conserve a lot. Even just at the start of the race, we'll probably go a little bit hard. But after that, very soon, we're going to just be conserving like crazy. And that should be okay. So let's start on the super soft. Let's go red. Just for the start. And yeah, we're just gonna go super soft and race trim to get any performance we can. And that should be okay. Let's see if we have a winning strategy here. Anyone behind us shouldn't be that much of a concern, since they're with not such good teams, and hopefully they can hold up the back of the line a little bit here. Good start for Tulipano. Decent one for Vahovsky. Honestly, we're gonna immediately bring the tires back. I do not wanna go through these pretty much at all. And red engine or red tire mode is just too dangerous, I think. Anyone behind us shouldn't really be catching up to us much, even if they are on higher engine and tire modes. Hopefully with the fuel we can still breach a gap, and it looks like we can, so I'm perfectly content doing this, honestly. Obviously, a lot of people are going to try and catch up, like Schmidt, Floridi, Surikov. Oh, she must have run wide. What did you do? You're in the back of the pack. Alright, that is very good news for us. We got the fastest lap there for a second, but a lot of other people got that back. Yeah, let's conserve these tires. Let's keep them as fresh as we can, because we're going to need to make them last for quite a while. So we know for Vahovsky we need to make them last till 11. For Tulipano, they need to last till, what was it, 12? Yeah, 12. And then one of them needs to be 13. So let's see, that doesn't have to be the first stint, but 12 and 11. That is going to be the goal. All right. Well, right now we're making it work with these times, so we can definitely afford to go a bit conservative. It also means we'll be in the higher tier brackets in terms of tire for longer than opponents pushing. For example, Schmidt is already at what, 77%. We're only at 84. So he's going to be in a lower tier performance on his tire much earlier than us. That should be good. And yeah, we're really getting a bit of a gap going, which is nice. Using up quite a bit of fuel, but I don't mind that for now. I do think we need that performance to keep everyone else away from us, especially since we're conserving our tires so much. Tire heat definitely not going down too much, despite us already having conserved now for, I think, 2 laps. So that's perfectly fine, and it seems like Wolski can actually hold off Flores quite well. And despite what I said earlier, it does seem like, yeah, this city track here also is quite hard to overtake in, because this lineup has not changed much. Schmidt is really trying to fight ahead, but not really succeeding. Hamilton, Surikov, Lipponen, even Sharp, none of them are really getting up near us, so that is a really good sign for now. I'm actually quite surprised how close Flores is able to stick, but Tulipano is really showing that he has a much better car and is a better driver. There's already 5.7 seconds clear. That gap is only getting larger and larger despite us really conserving these tires, so quite happy with that. I think I'm also content taking you back then now. You have the space to make it work, to just go a bit conservative on the fuel. Even for you, probably we're just going to go medium. Let's get some of that fuel back. And if we notice that you're getting it a little bit dicey here with the space to Flores, we can always run it back. It should be fine either way. Flores is also not really going higher engine modes anymore, so that should be okay. And like I said, yeah, we're the ones hitting the cliffs later than anyone else, so that is very good. And let's keep on playing quite conservative. I would love to already do the longer stints that we need to do early on, as that gives us a bit more flexibility later, but we'll have to see if it works out. I mean, for now the temperatures aren't dropping too quick, so I'm quite happy with that. Flores seems to be pushing her tires a bit too much there. That is also good news for us. That probably means she shouldn't be able to get too close to Wolski. She's going to hit her next cliff in about 2% or so. That should be perfectly fine. Meanwhile, Schmidt, yeah, so some people are going to pit now. That's probably going to make sure that everyone else is going to move up a few rankings once they have also pitted. But so far, honestly, yeah, this looks like a really good race. Hopefully we can make our strategy work. It does really hinge on us being able to make that final extra lap work. We've done 8 laps now. We need to do 4 more with Tulipano. We might actually have to go backup mode for a little while to make that actually happen. Let's see if we can do so for a little bit here without losing too much time. Does seem fine, honestly, especially since Flores here. I think she's hitting her cliff. Yeah, you're hitting your cliff for the last few corners. That is very nice. That's going to cost you probably a second or so. You can see how much slower she is. Very nice. Bye-bye. Yeah, let's see then. We have a very, very nice lead that we can just try and preserve. Obviously, with blue mode, our temperature is dropping a little quick. Doesn't look like there's any race for the rest, or sorry, any rain for the rest of the race. I was a little bit quicker there than my own thoughts. Probably just gonna go back to green now, just because I don't want the temperature to drain the tires. 35%, so we have 20% left, and we need to do 2 more laps. That should be perfectly fine, honestly. But that does mean we probably not going to be able to do the 13 lap stint here. We'll try it on the next one, because we did push a little bit at the start of the race. That could have an impact, of course. But it would be nice to do a little bit extra if possible. For Wolski, that's not the case. He doesn't need to do that at all, actually. That's fine. You need to just do 1 more lap, which should be possible, especially if you're conserving. Can we do another one with you after this one? Maybe if we go a little bit more backup mode? Honestly, we might be able to. So we're definitely bringing in Wolski. That's nice. We don't have to double stack him or anything like that. That is a good sign. I think we're gonna try and keep Tulipano out for 1 more and do that 13 lap stint now. For you, we're just gonna bring you in and do another 11 lapper. That should be perfectly fine, and then we'll do the softs at the end there. I don't think you should hit your cliff, or if you do, it'll be right in the last corner. That's fine. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. So we're really edging it here with the temperature, but I think on green you should hopefully be able to stick around a little bit. Let's hope on a good pit stop here for Boris, who's getting his fresh first set of supers. There you go. Good pit stop. 1.9. Definitely not the quickest we've ever done, but also definitely not the slowest we've ever done. Let's immediately just start conserving again. I don't mind this much. Obviously, the Graaf and Kanjuro still need to come into the pit, so I'm not worried about getting overtaken by them. We're still 4 seconds clear of Flores, so that's also perfectly fine, and we're on better tires. Tulipano is going to make it. Obviously, now he needs to pit, but we did actually manage to do 13 laps on that first super soft stint. I'm very happy about that. Let's make sure we hopefully get a good pit stop. Okay, tire temperatures are graining right at the end there. That was pretty much perfectly timed. Let's see how we do here. Obviously, probably the Graaf and Kanjuro are going to go by us, I would imagine. Good pit stop. Perfect. And we also have our fuel left, so we could start pushing again soon if we need to. They didn't even go by us because they're also pitting. Schmidt has already done a pit and is already on half tire life again. So, yeah, this is looking really good for us so far. 7 seconds clear of Wojcicki, and Wojcicki himself is 3.5 seconds clear of Flores. We are, of course, again, just conserving our tires, so that is perfectly fine. And let's speed things up a little bit, because this is a long race, but nothing much hopefully will happen in the next few laps. Since we did that extra lap with Tulipano, now we just need to aim for another 12, and then another 12, so that's perfectly fine. And then for Wojcicki, you need to do another 11 and then another 15. Let's see what we can make work. But I mean, honestly, since we're not fighting anyone, we don't really have to be too finicky about just conserving for a long time. It's incredibly warm on track right now, which is pretty good for us, I suppose, since we can just go conserve and it doesn't appear to do anything to the temperature at all. And since we have so much of a lead, there's no point in trying to get most out of these tires. Let's just play them super conservatively. Since we have a lot of excess fuel, let's start using that up a little bit. Maybe we can extend our lead using it. And we just keep going. We're actually extending the lead to Flores, since she's on old softs compared to our relatively fresh super softs, so that is nice. And 17 laps remaining, so in 2 laps theoretically we could already pit Wojcicki if we're gonna do 15 on the softs, but we can probably do another 3 laps at least for him. I don't think that should be an issue at all. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do another 2 laps with Wojcicki, I think, and then we'll do 14 on the regular softs. I think that's pretty safe. If we really wanted to, we could do some like backup strategy to try and get Wojcicki to maybe like only use super softs, but I think it's perfectly fine to just have him on the final stint with regular softs. I don't see anyone here really challenging us, to be honest. Knock on wood, obviously, anything can happen, but so far it's looking really good. Alright, Wojcicki, we're gonna do 1 final lap with you. Probably do backup for this one, because you only have 6% left. And same with Tulipano, probably. Alright, yeah, you can just go back to conserve. Alright, perfect. We only have 13 laps remaining, actually, so that's really good. I think we're gonna do the safe one, actually. It doesn't cost us that much extra, and well, we can afford it with our lead that we have, so let's do that. Let's make sure we pretty much have a guaranteed safe pit stop. I think that will be well worth it. And the regular softs are going to come on. And Tulipano is looking perfectly fine too. There you go, perfect. What are we doing with you, by the way? Are we pitting you right now? We're going to have 12 laps remaining, so you should be able to do it, but we could try and keep you out for 1 more. You do have sort of the tire life, especially if we back up for a little bit. I think that's okay, actually. Let's back you up a little bit, and then we give ourselves comfortable breathing room for the final stint. I can probably just go regular conserve now. Alright, let's pit you and get your final set of supers on there. And that, yeah, let's again do the safe one. just because we can afford it, you know, why not? Because a mistake would be insanely costly here. That's like the only thing really stopping us, so let's just make sure that doesn't happen. Alright, so Wolfsky still clear of the Graaf by about 7 seconds. No. This was just a weird, because of Tulipano, it was just a weird gap thing. 3 seconds, but he's on much older tires, so don't worry too much about that. Flores 6 seconds behind. Sharp, Schmidt, Hamilton all quite far behind. Lipponen far behind. Surikov in 14th. Floridi in 20th. Yeah, this is looking really good for us. We don't need to pit anymore, so there's pretty much the only thing that can stop us is ourselves now if we crash or seriously mess up anything with fuel or tire life. Let's not do that. Alright. Yeah, we just play conservative. We don't push too hard. We have a very high lead that we can just keep. And let's keep on trucking on. Actually, the fastest time there for Tulipano. Very nice. Hopefully we can keep that. Nope, their Floridi already sitting here. I must say, I'm surprised how well the the usual back markers like Van Dort Racing with Flores are holding on. I mean, she's still clear of Schmidt and Sharp, who probably also still need to pit. So very, very surprised by how well they're doing actually on this track. And yeah, we just never gave up our number 1 and 2 spot. Obviously, Tulipano is flexing his muscles a little bit as he's now 15 seconds clear of Ofsky, and he's actually coming up on number 20, Leiden. Must hurt a little bit for Panda. If we could somehow actually go by them, I don't think we'll be able to, but if we could actually go by Floridi, imagine like, well, it did happen, right? Like Red Bull this season lapped Hamilton with Mercedes, I think, in one race. Like that's gotta sting a little bit. Let's see if we can do that to them. Let's push a little bit again on our engine as we have the extra fuel, and I'm just gonna keep the tires with as little aggression as possible. I don't see why we would push harder. We have a huge lead. Let's play it safe. Let's try not to crash or make any other mistakes. And let's keep these tires as fresh as they can be. 4 laps remaining. I don't think either of them should be in trouble with these tire sets. We go past, where's that? Fox. Goodbye. Getting blue flag. And fastest lap goes to Sharp. I mean, it would be nice to get that extra point, but with a 1-2 on the docket, I'm not going to worry about that at all, of course. 30 seconds clear of the Graaf. That is insane. And this will be the final 2 laps. Yeah, looking perfectly fine. Let's make sure we have enough fuel again, of course. And let's keep these tires as is. We're actually going past La Voyer now. Already might need to pit again. Yeah, she's gonna hit our cliff if she doesn't pit now. Okay, well, have fun being on your tire cliff for an entire lap. Huh. She didn't get lapped, so she's gonna need to do another lap. This is gonna be atrocious for her. Huh. They really mistimed that one. Still not gonna pit. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. You're not gonna be in the points either way, I suppose, but she's just gonna get overtaken by everyone. Not careful, she might actually pop that tire. Alright, Tulipano then coming along the main straight, and there you go. That is a champagne time indeed. Nicely done. That is a 1-2 most likely, unless Wolfsky here crashes into the wall. No, there you go. Alright, that was a really good race. Really enjoyed it. Great job, everyone. I couldn't have said it better, Boris. The dream team has delivered once again after that slump in the last 2 episodes. It feels really nice to clinch this, and quite easily too, I must say. Maybe that suspension really did its work, I don't know, but thanks to starting in first and second, and then everyone else just held us up. I mean, Flores getting a podium here is really surprising too. She held off Sharp, she held off Schmidt. A lot of other people, I think Surikov must have been way down somewhere. So this, yeah, improves our title or challenge winning chances significantly, of course. That was a huge win for us. Yeah, I'm glad our strategy worked. We were able to make it work thanks to the very high temperatures. We could conserve pretty much the entire race. Yeah, perfect for us. And that nets us 25 and 18 points. More than anyone, pretty much. Very nice also for Lucia Flores. I'm glad for her that she managed to get a podium. I know we had some beef with her. I think Tulipano had a rivalry with her for a little bit, but it's always cool to see someone end up where maybe they're overachieving a little bit, maybe. Sorokov in 7th, Sharp in 4th, so definitely not too many points for them. And also, yeah, obviously in the team points, that should also be horrible. Very nice. That is a 1-2, and that is now 74 points clear of Sharp. Are we mathematically safe? I don't think we are. I think if we got 0 points with Tulipano for the last 3 races and Sharp wins every single one, then she could theoretically still finish 1 point above us. But that's not very likely. And there's also fastest lap points and whatever else. Here then, 126. I think here also we wouldn't be mathematically safe yet. Or are we? Because you can get 25 plus 18 points. 33, 43 times 3. Yeah, okay, so mathematically not safe just yet. But I think in the real world, we're pretty much safe. I think we're going to finish this challenge thanks to this race result. That was a really, really good result for us, and that we needed, basically, to give ourselves a little bit of peace of mind. Very nice. Very, very nice. Incredibly glad with that finish. We also got a fat stack of money for it. Not that we need the money anymore, hopefully soon. Maybe just before we end the save, I'll actually start building that factory just for fun. Spend all the money at the end there. All right. That was very, very good. Next up is Sydney, our hometown Grand Prix. It would be cool if we can actually, if we do well there, we could probably mathematically become champions in our home race, which would be very nice. There's only 3 races left. We're doing really well. I think we're going to finish this challenge this season, which is really good pace. Only 7 seasons in total would be quite quick. I don't know if I've ever done it quicker than that. That is very nice. Let's see if we can do it. We're looking in really solid shape. I very much enjoyed that race. We just dominated it from start to end. Very nice. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I very much did. And I hope to see you in the next episode, as we have only 3 more episodes most likely in this series. Feels crazy to say. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.